So I've been wanting to make this video now for about 3 years. This is Grandview's lofted barn cabin, 14 by 40. I had them put in 13 3-foot by 3-foot windows. Up in the loft areas on either end are 2 by 3s. And then I went ahead with my father and put in 2 5-foot sliding glass doors. So, well, let's go do the tour. So I'll give you guys a quick tour of the inside of my house. I have a little bit of a cold, so I apologize for the coughing ahead of time. So that's the front door we just came in. To the right, hanging up, is my coat rack. Just a simple black pipe fitting coming out. Works pretty good. Stackable washer and dryer are directly in front of the door. So the first room off the door to the right is my master bedroom. King size bed. I went ahead and made a custom platform for it with storage on the sides. There's 4 cubbies on either side, and then 2 in the front and 2 in the back. And I made them so those baskets that you can buy at Home Depot, Michael's, Walmart will fit in there. So they'll give me a lot of extra storage, you know, because in the small house, you know, storage is a pretty big thing. If I walk in, pan to the right, I have my computer desk set up from when I'm working from home or doing freelance work. In that closet there is my service entrance, the breaker box, all that good stuff. If I come back here and turn, 5-foot sliding glass door. There's nothing better than a snowstorm, laying in bed, turning the outside light on and watching the snow fly. Right above that is my cloud light that I made. And then to the left, I have my custom wardrobe that I just built over the weekend. I still need to put doors on it, so right now I just have a little curtain that you pull across. Inside this room is my utility room. So I have a US Craftmaster water heater. It's on-demand propane. And then to the left, that's my little control module where I can go ahead and turn up the temperature of the water. I usually keep it at 130. Doesn't really need to be any hotter than that. The white panel up there is my media panel. So internet that comes in, TV lines that come in, all come into that source and then just kind of split out from there. I need to tidy that up a little bit. That's my my Wi-Fi router and all that good connections. Down below is my expansion tank for my well. And then, if you guys can see it, opposite wall is my stationary tub, which is basically there just to serve my washer for when it empties out the water after it's doing a cycle. I do want to go in and eventually find something that has a little bit less of a footprint and it's not so deep. So if we come out of the bedroom, come out the hallway. So I heat this with just a direct vent propane furnace. This is Renee or Renai. I believe it's the medium model. It might be the large, but found this to be very efficient. Haven't had any issues with it at all, except that the geniuses who actually built this do have a child lock on it, which is nice, but with a child lock active, you can still turn it on and off. So last winter I came home to a very cold house because one of the cats had a well-placed paw and shut it off. So that's why the red cap's there. Other than that, it's been reliable, haven't had any issues. Just have to make sure that there's a filter back behind here and that gets cleaned twice a week. My 2 dogs and 3 cats. It usually fills up pretty good with pet hair. So if we walk down the hall and look up, that's the loft. And come back down is my living room / kitchen / dining room. I used to have an attic pull-down ladder for my loft. I found that getting in and out, or getting up and down there, is a little hard at times. So I went ahead and built some custom stairs going up. I was able to put my freezer in there. In the holes that are left, I'm going to end up making some custom drawers for that, for a pantry. And then the open space to the left of the freezer right now is just throwing in miscellaneous junk, which just consists of chair, dog bowl, and a garbage can at this time. But I'm going to go ahead and do some shelves in there, put a door in there, and that will expand my pantry a little bit. I also have from IKEA the folding tables, which work out great for if you need a little bit extra countertop space for cooking, for prepping, or if you just want to, you have company over, you need a little more space for people to eat. So this is my kitchen. Full size appliances. Got it as a package at Best Buy. Full size stove, microwave, refrigerator. Cabinets I got at IKEA with the farm sink. Love the farm sink. And then I had to get a little bit crafty for top cabinets, because base cabinets typically are pretty deep, or not deep, but pretty tall. So I went ahead, and those crates I was talking to you guys about earlier that I'm going to use for storage underneath my bed, just went ahead and bought some, mounted them to the ceiling. They work out perfectly. Another nice feature is that magnetic strip for knives, so that saves me on counter space for not having a butcher's block. Of course, entertainment center, TV, sound bar, and then I opted to go the do-it-yourself route. Had some leftover sanded plywood 3/4 inch, got some concrete block, and built myself an entertainment center. So off of the living room is my bathroom. I have storage to the right, full-size tub. I'm not gonna be able to sneak in here, it's a pretty tight space. Full-size toilet, and my full-size vanity. I originally was gonna go with Saniflow toilets. I think they're about $900 a piece, just because I wasn't sure how I was going to get everything out to the septic tank. But talked with a plumber that was out, and as long as I built a platform that was 12 inches high, he was able to get the plumbing up underneath that platform and just plumb it like a regular house to come out. So that worked out really nice. And the step really isn't that big of a deal. You get used to it, and it's wide enough where you're not gonna come out of the bathtub and fall off. So like I said, up above is the loft. That's where I was sleeping. So if we go up the stairs, fairly good size. It's roughly 13 feet by 10 feet long. I went ahead and put a 2x12 in to extend it out a little bit longer. You have a little bit of a ledge. I still have some finishing stuff to do. You'll notice the ceilings are spray foamed. One thing that I did have an issue with here is that the metal roof was fixed directly to the metal, or to the sheeting that sits on top of the trusses. Excuse me. And the issue I was having, when I did them them the correct way. You put the baffles in, then you put your insulation over that, and then your vapor barrier. But I was still getting moisture, and what was happening is typically a metal roof, there's space between that and the sheeting. So typically there's a 2x4 that's put up, pink styrofoam, hard foam insulation, and the panels are fixed on top of that. But since the panels were fixed directly to the sheeting, the moisture that was coming up, that got up through that, was flash freezing. So when it got warm out, it started melting and dripping. I ended up having a little bit of black mold up there. So this spring I went ahead and tore out all the insulation in the ceiling throughout the whole entire house. Took some bleach water, scrubbed them down, let them dry out, made sure all the mold was out of there, and then I went ahead and had a local company come out I believe it was Evergreen. Nate was the guy there, and he went ahead and spray foamed for me the ceilings. I've noticed a huge difference as far as my heating bill, and when I'm using my portable air conditioner in the summer. Plus, they did a demonstration where to take a piece of cardboard, they spray about 2 inches of this stuff on there, let it sit for 30 seconds, they can walk across it. It's just as hard as concrete. So with this up in the ceiling, it makes everything a lot more structurally sound. So I was pretty happy with that. Eventually I will pull the siding off the outside of the house, get rid of the T111, I believe it is, pull the insulation out of the walls, have them spray foam that, resheet it, and then put up half log siding. So that is basically the tour of my tiny house. Couple things I did extra out back. It's getting dark out, you know, of course, because it's winter time. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I ended up last year taking down about 20 trees. I made my own pergola off the back. The area that's snow fenced is a pond. It's 10 feet by 20 feet by 5.5 feet deep. I have a waterfall on there, a UV sterilizer, and I do swim in there because it's cleaner than lake water with the sterilizer. There are goldfish in there, which helps. So they eat all the mosquito larvae, so it cuts down a little bit on that. But you're up in northern Minnesota, you're eaten by the mosquitoes either way. So this spring, or actually this fall, I had an issue where one of the dogs, not this one, my bigger dog, crashed into the side of the pond and knocked a whole bunch of boulders in, and by doing so took out my liner a little bit. I didn't buy the typical pond liner. I ended up buying the rubber roofing membrane, which is probably about 4 times thick. I think this one's 40 mils, if I'm correct. Might be a little bit thicker than that, and works out great. And I don't have to worry about anything puncturing it. One other thing I did add, and probably not going to be able to see it unless I come outside, is a smaller cabin. So this is my guest cabin slash office. It's 10 by 16. I was using that as my office for a while, and then with the winter and house projects that I want to get done here, I just went ahead, moved my office back inside the house, and then just converted that into a workshop for now. So, but I'll see if I can step back and give you guys a little bit better shot. The back of the house and the pergola. Pups. So, yeah, you're not going to be able to see it at all. But yeah, that's the back of the house. So, if you guys have any questions, comments, please just leave them down below, and I can do a little bit longer video, or I can expand on a little bit of how I kind of tackled some challenges, especially the wiring for wiring up the small house. Had to get a little creative on my wire runs and how I ran them. So, okay, hope you guys liked it.